Welcome to my channel. We all know that since Mr. Peter Obi left the PDP because of his foresight in knowing that the presidency of the party is going to be sold out to the highest bidder and moved to the Labour Party, there had been an unprecedented surge in registration of voters. Many of these people who are registering, most of them young people, were registering because of Mr. Peter Obi. Don't believe anything any other person tells you about this. It was as a result of Mr. Peter Obi. Many of the youths saw in him hope. They saw in him opportunity that had been lacking in the two major political parties, PDP and the APC. And this unprecedented surge has reflected in the number of youths who are going to cast their first ballot in 2023. In fact, a recent update by INEC shows that there have been almost over 10 million people that have registered, and over 60% of these people are young people. From their record, they are registering because of Mr. Peter Obi. It is a good thing, and more people should be encouraged to register, because to register means to be in a position to make decision and decide who becomes president of Nigeria, who becomes governor, who becomes House of Reps member, who becomes senator, who becomes your state House of Assemblyman. This is huge, and thanks to Mr. Peter Obi for the consciousness he has arose on the youths of Nigeria. He need commendation. In fact, somebody has suggested that INEC should give Mr. Peter Obi award for the revolution he has led in arousing the youths to see the need to register to vote. That for years, over 2 decades, INEC had been spending billions of naira to make Nigerians to register, but people don't give a damn. But all of a sudden, within the past few weeks that Mr. Peter Obi left PDP and moved to APC, moved to the Labour Party, there had been an unprecedented surge in registration that INEC could no longer cope. They don't have enough machines to do the work that needs to be done, to the level that INEC had to be sued to extend the registration exercise beyond June. So that is a good news for everyone. And if all these registered voters are to vote for Mr. Peter Obi, as expected, Mr. Peter Obi is going to be a game changer in the coming election. However, there is a snag. I will tell you about it. Before I tell you about it, please hold on a minute. If you have not yet registered to my channel, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, like this video, share it widely. When you subscribe to my channel, anytime I have any new video, you'll be among the first to know. Now, I said there is a snag to it. There is a problem. The problem is not the fault of the young people who are registering. The problem is the system. The INEC, remember, INEC last month lamented that that most of these people who are registering now are not likely to get their PVC until next year. That they are not likely to get their PVC until next year, and that is dangerous for the especially for the obedient Nigerians who want to see this registration translated into votes in 2023. This idea that this thing will not be available until next year. They say until next year, January. And you know, when government of Nigerian organization promises you January next year, you cannot go to bed and sleep well, thinking that by January they're going to give it to you. So that is where the challenge is. If you have been following the news, as some of us do, the INEC official resident commissioner for FCT Nasarawa, one Yahaya Bello, the resident commissioner for FCT and Nasarawa State, he said that those who are registering now, who are just completing their registration now, that they may not be able to get their PVC until January 2023. This Yahaya Bello, he revealed this in a program, a music concert program that was organized to arouse consciousness of the youths to register in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. This musical concert was its mega music concert. That's what it's called. It was sponsored by YAGA Africa and the European Union. So this Mr. Bello, he came there and he warned that those who are registering right now, many of us, when we turn on our television, we will see a crowd of young people from Enugu to Sokoto, from Calabar to Port Harcourt to Meduguri. You see young people lining up. He said, these people are not going to get their PVC immediately. He said, and they are not going to get it until after the exercise, and precisely in January. But there have been a kind of pushback because of the protest by Nigeria since he made that statement. INEC has said, okay, you can get it by October. You and I know that INEC cannot be trusted because immediately this series passes and they are giving up some months to do the printing of the cards. They will tell all manner of stories. So it should be of concern. And what is even much worrisome is this. Many of us, our ATM cards, it don't take us much to get it from our various banks. And sometimes when I look at this voters card, I don't know the features they put inside that makes it so difficult to print on demand. But in any case, that is the situation of things. It means that all the obedience have to think outside the box. And this thinking outside the box is what I want us to discuss. How do we go around this problem whereby those who are registering now, who are supposed to be for Peter Obi, may not get their voters card until January. And by that January, you know what it means. To get that card will also be another tug of war, because they say nobody can collect for anybody. You can't collect your PVC through proxy. You must be there. You can imagine the long time it will take and all that. And so it makes a lot of sense to think of how what can the obedient people do? How can people who are supporting Mr. Peter, what can they do to go around this problem? Now, one of the things that need to be addressed is to note that as I speak to you, there are over 20 million unclaimed voters card, according to INEC. Now, this unclaimed voters card is where part of the solution can also lie. What is it that can be done? If you are obedient and you support Mr. Peter Obi and you have registered before, maybe you registered in 2011 or you registered in 2019 or you registered last year, but you have not yet collected your PVC, don't bother about registering again. Rather, concentrate on collecting your PVC. Concentrate in collecting your PVC. Because why I'm saying this is because already the APC is in panic mood. They are going to use their political connection, most likely, to stop INEC from making these cards available to the young people who are registering now. This is not to discourage anybody from registering. Please, everybody should register. But if I understand how panicky they are, the APC, because if you notice, the APC, the ruling party, hardly attacks Atiku Abubakar of the PDP anymore. Their attack dogs have been unleashed on Peter Obi. So Peter Obi and Labour Party is their major threat right now. Many people are not yet grasping this fact. So they are aware also that many of these young people that are registering right now are registering to vote for Mr. Peter Obi. They may try to sabotage it. You cannot rule them out of this kind of mischief by using their connections in INEC to stop people having access to their cards before the 2023 presidential election. So what can be done? What is it that can be done? There should be a massive drive for people who have not yet collected their PVC, who registered previously, whose cards are likely to be among these 20 million unclaimed PVCs, that they should make every effort under the sun to have access to their PVCs. And the young people who registered before, but who have not yet collected their PVC because they didn't have confidence in the system, they should try as much as possible to collect their PVC. Those whose parents have registered but didn't care to collect it, the young people who are obedient should encourage their parents to go and collect their PVC so that they can vote for Mr. Peter Obi. There should be intensified consciousness for people to collect their PVC. These PVCs, these 20 million PVCs lying waste, need to be collected. And it needs to be collected by people who are obedient. That is what must be done in case INEC connive with APC to stop people from getting their PVC before the 2023 presidential election, especially those who are registering right now, those who are registering in the past 1 month. This is very important. So there should be consciousness on people to go and collect their PVCs. Those who registered in 2011, those who registered in 2019, those who registered in 2020, who are yet to collect their PVC, they should be encouraged to go and collect their PVC and have it in their kitties, so that that one we can be sure of them casting their votes. Because the new registrants, I'm afraid, may not have the privilege to be able to vote in 2023. If INEC connive with APC and claim that they don't have the resources to print the new PVCs for the new registrants. This is important. While the campaign for people to collect their PVC is going on and the registration is also going on, the next thing that there must be constant campaign to put INEC under pressure to make sure that they produce the PVC latest by October this year. So everybody who is obedient should mark October in their calendar, so that by October this year, INEC must produce the PVC, or there will be a campaign to shift the election until all Nigerians who registered have access to their PVC. This is something that I want those who support Peter Obi, those who really want change in this country, the next campaign that have to be pursued and pursued seriously. INEC cannot be allowed to stretch the PVC card to be available by January next year when the election is on February. No. Nigerians should reject it. Nigerians should oppose it. This October that INEC has said, okay, after the pushback, after they said it's in January, we are likely to get them. By October, in fact, I would suggest by August, the pressure should start mounting. August, September, pressure supposed to be mounted from that August, September, so that INEC by October will not have any excuse to give anybody. They have to produce the PVCs, whatever it costs. This country has the resources to give Nigerians their PVC, which is their civic right, their fundamental human right to vote and be voted for. That is the only way to guarantee that this army of new registrants who are registering because of Mr. Peter Obi will be able to collect their PVCs and be in a position to vote in the 2023 presidential election and the governorship election, National Assembly election, State House of Assembly election. It is very important. It is very important. It is a program that has to be pursued seriously. So every obedient person should mark it in his or her calendar. October. October is the maximum number of months that will be given INEC to produce that PVC. So that by August, Nigerians should keep on reminding INEC of its promise to produce the PVC by October. To remind them that Nigerians don't want to hear any stories. When it gets to October, they have to produce that PVC. so that Nigerians will have their PVCs and ready to vote in 2023. This is very important. That is what I want to share with us. I want this information to go around. I want you to share it as wide as possible so that many people will be aware of it, because there are many people who are registering right now who are not aware of the dangers ahead, that unless pressures are put on the INEC, they may compromise. We know that INEC is an independent National Electoral Commission, but we know that that is not as independent as they sound. They are appointed by somebody. So we have to match them toe to toe, put pressure on them, cause the international community to put eyes on them. Like this kind of making the PVC available, the international community should be involved to make sure that INEC produce the PVC by October this year, no matter how much it will cost Nigerians, no matter how much it will cost the country. Most Nigerians don't benefit anything from the government anyway, but let it be a benefit to Nigerians that they have their constitutional right to vote, whatever it will cost the government. There should be no excuse why INEC should not make the PVC available by October this year, so that all the obedient people and all other Nigerians who have desire to vote in the 2023 election can cast their votes for the candidates of their choice, and preferably, as I used to say, Mr. Peter Obi, who is actually the change that this country needs right now. Thank you and God bless you for watching this video. And please, before you go, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, share this video widely, like this video, and if you subscribe to my channel, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you.